Welcome to the third lesson of level design. I'm Nick van het End. I will be your teacher for this course. Alright, let's look on what we're going to focus on today. So today in the third lesson we're going to look at interaction design and design principles in accordance with level design. Let's dive in. A game needs to provide interaction for a player to truly have agency. And let's look at how I see that within the whole field. So you have UX design, so user experience design, and within that you have interaction design and game design. So game design in its end is also a user experience. So everything is a user experience, from product design to doesn't matter, architecture. Everything has a user experience to it. It's also game design. And in game design you think of easily of course interaction. Interactions, like how am I engaged in the product. So this all depends, this interaction and also this user experience depends on the type of game you're making. So I could make an FPS or a race game, end game, and with high stakes, or constant attention like a Candy Crush kind of game, or a mental kind of game like an RTS, or a more physical game like a Wii game, or exploration like WoW or World of Warcraft, and a creative game like Sims or SimCity. So it all depends on like how the interaction is also going to be, and also the interaction with the level then. So there are three types of interaction within games. So the reaction to the player's action, so the game reacts to you, and the game reacts on itself. So it's funny, right? So I got this screenshot because I remember back in the day that, and still in the new Doom as well, but I like this. This is the first Doom. So in Doom 1, already the enemies were also interacting with each other, so they were killing each other. I didn't even have to do anything. They were just like hitting each other, like what the fuck, and then they killed each other, and they're like, oh, I don't have to do anything for this. So it's kind of funny. So the game reacts on itself, and the player interaction, of course. So PvP. So interactions, you have blocking, you have reactions, you have puzzle completion, you have magic, attacks, social interaction, etc., etc., etc. That's what you can think of within the interactions, right? There's also interaction of the GUI. Right? So what are positive video game experiences? So the user learns the rules of the game easily. The user is able to perform some action more skillfully than what is her perception or ability suggests. That's a difficult one, depending on your target group audience, of course, and what they previously know already. The user can perceive an improvement of the skill during gameplay and doesn't rage quit along the way. The user feels like he or she is in direct control of the avatar, so really feel like, yeah, this is me in control. Sometimes the controls are so clunky that you're like, it doesn't really do what you're not in control, right? It's all about immediate feedback as well. So visual and auditory feedback are key. The state of the avatar is key, so you know what's up, how many HP do I have, and so forth. The control of the avatar, direct control of the avatar, I should have maybe put in there. The influence on the environment and their elements, like within RTS, more, yeah. And also when you have a first person or whatever, and you do something, you see directly feedback from this, what you do in the environment. Delay in the story is key, because if somebody is asking somebody, they think that's a pause and then they react. That's key in story. But in action, you want direct results, direct feedback. So to think of this. Yeah, allowing graceful recovery from mistakes. So if the player is penalized too often, or he may become frustrated, so rage quit. Yeah, so try to gracefully recover from this and have nice safe spots to just respawn. Yeah, it's not like back in the day that you needed to. I remember on the Game Boy that I was playing Mario 1 and I needed to go through all the, I think it were 12 levels, and I was busy with that several hours, and if you would fail, you would need to redo all of it. Yeah, maybe it was a whole day, I don't know, I don't remember, I was very young. So nowadays we don't have that anymore, we have save games and so forth. Sometimes I even think it's a bit too easy, I mean, come on. But okay, too much punishment, people will just quit. How much control the player is allowed over the avatar. So for example, how much control do you have while jumping? Yeah, that's also control. Yeah, that's also recovery of mistakes. So you're like jumping, you're like, oh my god, no, and then you recover while being in a jump. So the quality of feedback is also key. So the feedback is only a way to communicate to the user the consequences of his or her actions. The feedback must be sufficiently obvious so that it's easily to notice by the player. So if you hit an object, you see dust coming from it, you're like, oh yeah, so noticeable, right? Feedback about one thing must be easily distinguished from feedback from about something else. So if I hit an NPC, they should not be the same dust, for example, than from a crate I'm hitting. Maybe blood comes out, something like that. The feedback about, yeah, I already said that. Too much feedback can be too annoying. So this is like flashing and everything. Feedback results from player's mistake needs to be there, so you learn from this. Yeah. That was about interaction and a lot of aspects for interaction design, actually, what they also use within interaction design. And let's look a little bit further into this.